it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming on this video, making yourself proud. I'm Denise. It is Sunday. It is Mother's Day Sunday. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. From me to you. We're here to talk a little bit about protein. Protein powders. Protein drinks. Protein. It is the new thing of lately. Everybody's on the protein kick. Up your protein, eat more protein. Protein keeps you fuller. Protein is very big right now in the weight loss community. Proteins powders have been around forever. Mostly in the people, the working out people, the people who go to the gym, the people who burn a lot of calories. That's where all these protein powders used to be. And they never had as much of the variety as they do now. I mean, you can get a protein powder at any flavor you want, from any company you want. You have regular, you have plant-based, you have casein, you have whey, all these different types of protein. And some work better in the kitchen than others. Some are just meant to mix it with liquid and drink. And some you absolutely can bake with. Now, the few that I really enjoy are the Motivate. These are fairly new. These just came out. They're 100 calories. You get 20 grams of protein, less than a gram of carbs. They're non-GMO. They come in vanilla and chocolate. And I've taste tested these both here on the channel. I said the vanilla tasted like snack pack pudding. And I said the chocolate tasted like Nestle's Quick. That's the best way for me to describe it. But today we have a recipe featuring this vanilla protein. I made protein cookies. You heard that right. Look at the size of that cookie. There's four of them, right? Four of them right here. I mean, can you just? I put some sprinkles because I thought it looked festive. You absolutely could put a little glaze on there if you'd like. But I thought we would do a little bit of talking before we actually make the vanilla cookies. Now, I made vanilla cookies. I did not make chocolate cookies this week. I started out easy with just vanilla cookies. I thought, I kind of made it on a whim, and I thought, and they came out fantastic. They are really, truly good. They're very easy to make. Ingredients that you already have on hand. If you have protein powder, you got half the ingredients. You do. You get everything right there. Non-fat Greek yogurt, an egg. I did use flour. Now you could, if you wanted to use, I used all purpose. If you wanted to use coconut flour, almond flour, oat flour, whatever flour, gluten-free flour, whatever floats your boat. I don't know if it's going to change the points or anything, but you could absolutely do it. I have the WW app linked in my website, Dish with D, and that is where you'll find the written recipe to get to those protein cookies. So far I've only made vanilla. I thought about doing a glaze, like I said, but honestly, I didn't think it needed it. Now, you'll see in the video that I made 2 sets. One set, this is the first set, they were bigger. I also made a second set that I burned a little bit because I put them in the air fryer. You just have to cook them less and keep your eye on them. And rookie mistake, I know better than that. But the first batch I made 6 cookies, and the second batch I made 9 cookies. So again, if you want to have more cookies, make them smaller. I found that the big ones worked best for me. They had almost 8 grams of protein per cookie. Everything was really good in there. I didn't feel the need to have them smaller. I mean, you can make them smaller if you want to make like a cookie sandwich. Yeah, that'd be real good. So, it could go, maybe you can make half big and half small. You also could use I have it measured in grams, the protein powder in grams. So I'm not sure how the Clean Simple Eats protein will work out because every protein has a different scoop and a serving size. So I just felt it better to do it in grams. This way it's easier to do it that way. But so if you got the packets, you might have to open a second. But I don't remember if these would work out. Or you could just try it. If you're talking about a few grams below, you might just say, hey, you know what? We'll be fine. Just add a little bit more flour to make up the difference. It's really not going to hurt anything. But you absolutely could use either one of these protein powders would work. Or if you use a different one, just use that. I think as long as you've baked with it before, I think it should work out fine. But the Clean Simple Eats, this one has 20 grams of protein and 110 calories, 4 digestive enzymes, no added sugar. This is another good brand to try if this is the one you choose. Like I said, whatever brand you choose, that's the one that you could use. And a lot of people with protein tend to make shakes with them, mix it in with water. You can mix it in with almond milk, cashew milk, cow's milk, whatever liquid you drink, a banana, berries, put it in there, a little bit of ice cubes. It makes a beautiful smoothie. That's how I like to make a smoothie. If I'm making a smoothie, there's going to be protein going in there. Yogurt bowls, you put a serving of protein powder in with a cup of yogurt. Get yourself a protein yogurt. People are mixing it in with cottage cheese. You could do a serving of protein with a cup of cottage cheese. Now, it wouldn't bother me that it's curdy, but you absolutely could whip it up and get it to be smooth consistency and put it in the freezer a little bit. Just saying. It would, if you're going to use fat-free cottage cheese, don't leave it in the freezer too long because it'll get like a block of ice. Yeah, less fat, it's not gonna freeze the best. But if that's the one you choose, it will work. You just cannot freeze it as long. But yeah, you definitely throw your protein. People put protein in coffee. I've heard of people putting powdered protein in coffee as well. You could put the liquid protein, make a proffee, or you could actually even use the powdered protein in your coffee. Hey, if you want to, the way to get up our protein, yes, we could eat things that are high in protein, but these, you can get 20 grams of protein lickety split in a drink. So maybe you could think about putting it in your coffee if that's the type of you want to need to up your protein. That's definitely a way to go, a route to choose. You can mix it in with your pancakes if you don't want to buy the Kodiak. Get flour, mix it in with some protein powder, and make your own protein pancake mix, waffle mix. Put in your overnight oats. Instead of using the liquid, you could use the powder and just put either some cashew milk, almond milk, cow's milk, water, and liquefy it a little bit. And so you definitely could get a lot of uses. I don't want it sitting on your shelf. You spend a lot of money for this stuff. I want you to use it, and use it pretty much almost every day. If not a shake, maybe in a baked good. I've made protein balls here on the channel. I will have a lot of videos at the end of this linked. But there's always, if you go to the end of my videos, there's always 2 videos that come up when I'm chatting at the end. I will link the balls video, one of the balls ones. I love balls. Protein balls are easy, and it's a good way to use up protein. Like, I have a plant-based protein I didn't care for, but it came out really good in the balls. So sometimes you just have to give it a different preparation, and you just never know how it's going to be. But today we're here to talk about cookies. I'm quite proud of these cookies. It was a riff on the Esther's apple cake, the Queen Esther's apple cake. I kind of used those ingredients and I just tailored them because I wanted the cookies to have some moisture and tenderness. So I followed a lot of those ingredients into this cookie, and I think it came out perfect. So without further ado, let's go see that cookie. Time for another cookie. This one's a protein cookie, a vanilla protein cookie. So let's go. Secret, I've already made it. It's delicious, but let's get started. In our bowl, we need a serving and a half of your favorite vanilla protein. I'm using Motivate Vanilla. So I need, and a serving and a half of this is 40 grams. So now you could scoop and measure it, but I'm just going to be a little bit more accurate. And I have my scale on grams, and we're going to get 40 grams of protein. There we go. 40 exactly. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Quarter teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to throw a little shake in there. Teaspoon of baking powder. And I can get off the scale now. I'm like, why is it so high? All right, let's combine our dry ingredients. Get our flour, our baking powder, our salt, and our protein. I couldn't think of the last ingredient. All combined. Okay. Time for our wet ingredients. 1 tablespoon of unsweetened applesauce. Oh, got the one other thing. I'll be right back. Forgot about our sweetener. I do that every time I make a cookie. It's like, I'm doing 3 tablespoons of sugar replacement. Now you might think that's a lot, but it's a cookie. And in my world, cookies are sweet. So if you think that's too much, maybe you could, like I said, this is just how this was a great combination for me. I'm using the, what do I have in there? I think I have Lakanto monk fruit. Okay, let's get that. So it's all, where was I? Oh, vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon. One egg. And 2 tablespoons of non-fat Greek yogurt. It's the end of the line for me here with this. I'll grab a little bit more out of there because it's the bottom of the barrel. Okay. And combine well. Now you want to put sprinkles inside, you could. I just like to put them on the top. These are more like a vanilla sugar cookie, so I really wouldn't put chocolate chips because I know you're thinking, hey D, maybe cinnamon and chocolate chips, but this is a vanilla cookie and I don't really want cinnamon in my vanilla cookie, but again, you want to put spice in there, hey, have at it. But it's the perfect consistency for a cookie. Look at that. Now it's a little bit more on the thin side, so they're going to spread. So make sure that you use a nice full tray. I'm doing 6 cookies. You could very well do 8 cookies if you wanted. That would lower the protein. I think it would be I think it's 6.7 grams of protein for a cookie when you make 6. If you make 8, it becomes 5, which honestly is pretty good for a cookie. And you can still have 2 of them because they're very low in point. Okay. So let me grab a tray and preheat my oven to 350, 375, whatever floats your boat. I've actually decided to put my air fryer on. Again, you don't have to. You could use them in the regular oven. So I did lower it to 350. I think the 375 is just a little too much for the air fryer. I mean, I don't want them to burn too fast. We're going to try air frying them because I did bake them originally. They were fine. And I will show you really quickly what they look like. This is what one already looks like. So they do spread quite thin, but they're really tasty. But we're gonna try maybe making them smaller. You could always, like I said, you could always have another one. Just don't have to have one just because it's a little bit smaller. See what I can get out of this. Because the recipe I have originally makes 6. I'm seeing how much I can get out of this. See how they're already spreading? I think we might be able to get 9 out of this. Let's grab that spatula and just put that last one right here. You might want to use a bigger pan because, like I said, these are going to spread. I mean, they're going to go together. You can just, like I said, you can just get a little knife and cut them. I mean, these are not for a bakery, they're for your home. So I like to put some sprinkles on top. It's not going to add anything because it's just a few, just to give it a little, make our food look fun. Right? Look at that. How festive are these? I mean, you could put it, if you wanted them inside, you could do that as well. But honestly, so I'm going to bake them for about, I'm air frying them for 10 minutes. Now, if you were baking them, I'd bake those for 10 minutes, 10 to 12, depends on your oven. So we're going to see, I'm going to let you know about how they air fry, and I'm going to keep an eye on them. Maybe I'll turn it back over to the oven if I don't like it, but I'll get back. All right, the cookies. Now here's the dilemma. They're kind of overbaked, but the ones I originally did, I did in the oven because I didn't film, so I'm going to recommend you do the oven method versus the air fryer. And I would say it's up to you whether you want to go from 9 cookies or 6 cookies. The first one I did 6, so they're a little bit bigger versus this one. So it's up to you. You could decide whether you want 6 cookies or 9 cookies. The recipe's going to say 6, but if you want to stretch it out to 9, just adjust it in your Weight Watchers app, and you will probably get more cookies. One more cookie or so. I was going to refilm it again, but I thought that would be the 3rd time. And I can't make another batch of these cookies. I cannot have these around. So I thought I'd explain it. I have the recipe linked below. If you go to the website, it'll have the www link there as well. I don't know if I could put a link for healthy. I don't know if they allow me to do that, but it's on. I could share it in the healthy app if you need it. But these are really delicious. They came out so good. Look at that. And so yummy. I mean, they don't even need icing. They are phenomenal. So you use the protein of your choice. I've tried with 2 different ones. They're both good. Honestly, they both came out good. But I wanted to do an homage to Motivate for sending me the protein to try. I wanted to dedicate it to them. So it was absolutely, flawless. It really is a good cookie. And you could put the sprinkles inside if you wanted. I just thought it'd be cute outside. If you wanted to ice in them, you could. It doesn't need it though. It's perfectly sweet. Now, if you want to tone it down a little bit, like you didn't say, AD, that's way too sweet for me, then feel free to tone the sweetener down. I wanted a sweet cookie. To me, a cookie needs to be sweet. It's a cookie. But I think it's phenomenal. And the amount of protein, it's just the same amount of protein as a Quest cookie. High five. Yep. Especially in this one. This one, the bigger one, you get actually more protein than the Quest cookie. This one comes to 5 grams of protein. This one comes to almost 7 grams of protein. So it's a little bit bigger. It's like 6 point something. So everything will be on the website with the modifications, and everything will be there. If you have a question, let me know in the comments below. But I would not recommend air frying them. You could try it. It just didn't work for me. I found baking them, I just thought they came out. I think they just look better baked. Unless I just over air fried it. That could be. You absolutely, this was only 7 minutes air fried, 11 minutes baked. So if that's any indication, you just have to decide that for yourself. The base recipe is yours to do with what you choose. It's a 1.5 servings of protein powder. So I did it in grams, but you can do whatever serving, that little thing, and if you want to measure it that way. I just try to be a little bit, for my purposes. But I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun to create. It's a really good cookie. And it's great to have around, to use up some of this protein powder that we keep buying it, and it's so expensive. I certainly understand that. So here's something fun. Besides the balls, now we have a protein cookie. Just don't eat all of them. If you did, it really wouldn't be that terrible, would it? No, it's really, it's the yogurt is 0, the egg is 0. The flour is like a point, I think, and then the protein powder is like 2 points. So it's definitely doable. So I hope you enjoyed it. So did you like the cookies? Is this something you might want to try? I hope so. They came out really good. So for 6 cookies, they came out to 1 WW point and 1 Better Balanced Bite, 53 calories per cookie, and 6.7 grams of protein per cookie when you did it for 6. Now, if you did it for 9, I do believe the calories went down a bit. The protein, of course, has to go down. I think the protein went down to 5. I'm just in my head. And you might be able to get maybe 2 cookies for a point. I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I have the links for the WW app in my website, dishwithd.com. So you can go over and head right over to the WW app. Now, if you do Better Balance, we had share there? I don't remember. I don't remember if I could share a link there. Let me know if I have capabilities to do that. But everything is listed on my website for the ingredients. So if you can't, you can always just put it in the builder. minimal ingredients. But yeah, they came out really good. I was really, truly happy with them, the way they came out. Like I said, I was trying to remake, I didn't film the first, I'll repeat myself. I did not film the first batch until I showed them to you. And then I went and filmed the second batch, made smaller cookies, and they burned. So I was at that point frustrated. I was too tired to do another batch since I already had the finished product done. So yeah, I like the bigger cookies. Quite honestly, I think one cookie for 1 point, 53 calories, 6.7 grams protein. That is what I was looking for, a snack cookie. So that totally worked for me. But if you want to make smaller ones, make like little sandwich cookies, that would make a lot of sense as well. Just have to adjust. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little foray into some protein. We're going to be doing a little bit more of these kind of focused prep videos, maybe on one thing. I like doing like the flatbreads, or just maybe focusing on protein every once in a while. Just one thing to keep it a little bit more organized and a little bit more centered. You know, I'm just trying to change up the content a little bit here. Just, you know, I don't want to be stagnant. I want to just like keep it fresh is the word. The same, yet a little bit different. And that's what we're trying to do around here. So I do also have links down below for both Motivate Protein and Clean Simple Eats. I have 20% off from Motivate, and I have 10% off from Clean Simple Protein. So definitely, if that is something you're interested in, you can check them out. If you have your own brand, that's totally fine. You don't have to, it's not a hard sell here. Use whatever brand you choose, my lovelies. Because like I said, if you're not really a fan of the protein, try it in a recipe. You might be able to get through that container. I found a few things that I didn't like about certain proteins. I put them in a recipe and they were much better. I was able to get through the thing and not have to buy it again. But we've spent a lot of money on these, and I don't want them sitting on your shelf expiring. I want you to use them. So that is what this is all about. If you have ideas that you want me to tackle, let me know in the comment section below. Say, hey Dee, I got this stuff I never use. What could you do to make it fresh? Like the Dash mini rice cooker. I had people tell me they've never used theirs until I did a whole week of breakfast with it, and lo and behold, you just never know. Like, we get these things, yeah, they're good in theory, but you have to use them. So again, if you have an idea, let me know down below, or email me, dishwithdee@yahoo.com. I love to hear your ideas. I love to be challenged. So that is it. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy this, give them a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with Dee. We are eating protein cookies. Homemade, delicious protein cookies. And staying on plan. I will dish with you another day. Have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, month, whenever you get to watch this. Thanks for watching.